Welcome to Black Excellence Network. I'm Toby Zizwe Msweli, and then on this journey today again we continue as we embark on bringing you the prominent figures of the public from business, politics, and of course entertainment industry. And then today we are fortunate enough to have on the studio Yongama, Kazigebe, but I'm not going to tell where he comes from and what he does. You'll hear as time goes. But welcome to Black Excellence Network.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you here.
Putting me on the spot to introduce myself. Wow. Alright.
Yeah, so let's just put it here. I mean, if we look at the way things have been so far, I'm sure that most people, they know who Yongama Kazigebe is, looking at the profile that you have currently. But then to somebody who is not familiar with Yongama Kazigebe, how will you best describe yourself to that person?
I'm a young politician, a civic leader,
yeah,
and a heart for the people.
For the people?
Yes.
So it's what I can say that you're also working hard to introduce young people into politics?
Yes, very much so.
Very much so.
That's actually my focus, especially with my political work, that I only campaign and loop young people into politics. The old crooks, it's fine, hello, but my focus is young people to participate in political decision making and processes. Yeah.
Okay, which is good, but then let's put it this way. I know that as you are campaigning, roping in young people into politics, I don't think you're campaigning for yourself. There is a certain party that you work with, and then I would like to know just a few around that political party. Firstly, what sparked the love for you to just jump into politics out of all the things that you've done, all of the careers you've done? What sparked you to say, okay, you know what, I'm just going to go into politics?
Let me start here. I hated politics.
Okay.
From my youngest age, because now I'm young.
And what was the reason?
I hated the fact that there was nothing coming out of politics. It was just promises. Since 1994, it was just promises all the way. Up until, I think in 2011 or 2012 or so, my pastor at church said, if you want to change something, you need to be a part of it, because you cannot change something from outside, but you have to be the change inside. So then I decided, okay, now is the time, because I think I can get into the space and really make positive change. So that's when I decided, and I looked into the ANC. I said, no, they are too corrupt for me.
Okay, let's before you get into that one, before we get to those detecting who's corrupt, who's not corrupt, what made you to choose the United Democratic Movement you're working with, right?
Yes.
I mean, I wanted to say this. Out of all parties that are here in South Africa, we got your DA, we got your EFF, but by then EFF was it around?
It was not around.
It was not around then. Yeah, and we have your Minority Front, we have your FF+, you have your IFP, your ANC. What pushed you to say, okay, you know what, I want to work with the UDM?
They did not resonate with me. Firstly, you look, when you're joining a political party, especially for me, because I had a purpose. Okay. You know, I wanted to fulfill that purpose, to change people's lives, especially the lives of young people. So now I had to look at the policy standing, because it was not just excitement for me to join politics. There was something burning inside of me, and I had this anger. But then I had to redirect my anger in a positive way. Okay. You know, and that's why I joined the United Democratic Movement, because it resonated with me. The integrity of the leaders there, the way the party exudes itself publicly. You've never had a scandal about the UDM. You've never had infights about
but what about the engagements in parliaments now, during the debates in parliaments? Sometimes you get those shades being thrown in there and sarcastic moments.
Look at how those sarcastic moments and shades have been thrown by our leaders, but it's in a very, coming from a standpoint of integrity and dignity. You don't just be rhetoric and just say anything anyhow. And you know, even if my president will come and say something, you would laugh at it, but later on, like, oh, this dude, he's making sense. Okay, he just thrown a shade, but at the end of the day, he makes me to think, you know, in a certain direction, in order for us to implement our policy.
I think I'll remember when he called another party's supporters, by MPs, in fact, by Amankenja, and so I was like, oh.
They were making noise.
Yeah, they were making noises. Now, I think you've been here on the field of politics for close to 6 years almost. right?
Yeah,
almost. In your 6 years, with the dream or vision that you had, a purpose you want to execute, you wanted to change something in the political state, right? So, are you seeing any progress? Are you satisfied so far with what you've managed to try and achieve in politics?
Not close to satisfaction, because once one becomes satisfied, then they're closing a gap to grow even more. So I wouldn't say that I'm content or satisfied with currently what I've done or what the party has achieved, but I'm happy where we are and where we are going. I'm very positive about the future, and I know that is bright. I just tweeted yesterday, I said the future is bright, and I was with my leadership, and the tweets, they just flowed on, and the retweets, I'm like, okay, we're going into the right direction, and we are very happy. The inclusion of young people within the structures of democratic, the United Democratic Movement, it's awesome, and the motivation that we get from our leaders for young people to be out there and doing something. For instance, I'm running a foundation, which was something that the party had said, it's fine, don't just be a politician, but do something before you even get into office. Because we think that the only time a party can make a change is only when we're in the office. But then you look for mechanisms whereby you can effect change in your society without being in office and really changing people's lives. So that's what you see. We are going somewhere, and I'm happy.
Yeah. Now, tell me about this. I think you, apart from being involved with the UDM, there are also organizations that you work with, right?
Yes.
A lot of foundations, like you said, you have your own foundation, and then also some organizations. Now, with the rate, for one, I wouldn't say I'm satisfied with the young people engaging in politics currently. We are still at distance with them. Yeah. What do you think is lacking that makes young people not to be so keen on taking part in political activities and into, like, let's say, to just push the struggle? What is so lacking that makes them to distance themselves from it?
Over the years, I've learned that, especially from last year and the 2016 elections, it's a communication channel. How then do we communicate with young people?
Yes.
I think we should get the young people's lingo and talk to them in that manner to say, this is how politics looks, and we should make politics young. Secondly, it is an issue of service delivery. When it comes to creating of jobs, youth development projects that are there. Like, for instance, the NYDA, it is doing a seemingly great job to those who think they're doing a great job, but I don't think so, because a large population of young people who have registered with the NYDA to have their businesses started and everything, they haven't gotten anything. So those are the things that are hampering youth participation in politics, because they ask themselves, why should I be in politics? Because at the end of the day, politicians are looked at as to people who should be making things happen. Yes. Service delivery is of essence in politics. You need to deliver services. And young people need jobs. They need quality education with a good curriculum which is going to give them skills, and from their jobs, not just learnerships for 1 year, then the next thing, they cannot go back to the job market because the job market wants 3 years experience. Yes, so those policy contradictions as well, they're making political participation very, limited.
Just to cut you in there, I need to know something. That you spoke about the quality curriculum. With the current one that we have, I think you are aware of what has been happening. They are even cutting the pass percentage to 30, and
a total blunder in South Africa.
It's a blunder. But then, what are we going to achieve with the kind of curriculum? Are we going to achieve what we need, or it's just going to be that, okay, we have those people here, but then we're not really producing people who can be able to accumulate the necessary skills in order to have that kind of, the quality needed by the industries out there?
You said it right when you're saying that we are creating a curriculum that is not going to create the young people who will come out of school with the necessary skills. We are not going to do that. You'll get doctors with 30% knowledge of how a lung operates. You'd get an engineer or a mechanical engineer who knows only 30% of what of the engine of the car operates. And that is not enough.
It's a damage, though.
You know what I'm saying? So we are damaging our young people, and we think that we are increasing pass rates. It's not about passing rates, but it's about the quality at which young people come out of school having. Because let me tell you something. Once you are educated, it's something that no one will take from you.
Yeah.
You understand? So it is a legacy, it is pride, but it should be of quality. How can you just, because now what we're creating quantity. Yes, we've got a 100% pass rate, but the question is, are they skilled in order to get into the job market, in order to start their own businesses, you know, in order to play a part in our economic field. Those are the disparities that we are fighting with, to say, no, this is not enough. So 30% Miss Enjaman Saka's 30% is not working for South Africa.
It's horrible indeed. But then let's go to the big one now. Yes, Kagali Rwanda is calling.
Yes.
We're going there, the AU second, it's in the second year, the summer school, no?
Yes,
it's on its second year now. How did that invitation come about?
There's an association for African parliamentarians called African Parliamentarians Association for Human Rights, led by Honorable Yongama, who is the chairperson of the steering committee there. Due to our participation in political processes and being out there with young people, so we got selected. When we got that invitation to say, please give us this number of young people from your country and other countries where your association is, so that they can come and would have a fresh perspective and a different perspective, and that's how we got selected. It was not favoritism.
Okay, let's hope so.
It was not partisan. It was not country deployment. Because I remember him looking at our profiles. Then he sent it to the African Union Commission for approval. So yes, he picked us. There was quite a number of us from South Africa, from Zimbabwe, from Cameroon, and Kenya. Some of them they did not make it, but only those you see on the poster, which about I think there are 5 of us, which have made it, because even the organizers had to look at our profiles and say, okay, this is a candidate that we're looking for, because we believe they've got something to offer to the rest of the delegates who will be there.
All right, now I looked at the innovation this year. It says addressing Africa's challenges. Addressing Africa's challenges. U.S. Yongama, Kazigebe. Just a little bit, give us a glimpse or highlights. What are the challenges that you think the African continent at large is facing, or I'd say South African, just to put it that way, that needs to be addressed in a global platform? What are those challenges, just in short?
As Africans, I think we need to stop relying to the West. And, believing and having faith in our inherent abilities, because we are not inadequate.
Yes,
but it's just that we were conditioned to think like that. If we can address that, all these other challenges, they're just a matter of us believing in ourselves and not relying on the West. When something happens in Africa, the West comes with aid, they come with money, with all these things. The question is, where are Africans? African problems, they require African solutions, not Western solutions. We are not living in Africa, but you are coming here to solve our problems. That is not going to work. What we are saying, especially within the UTM, we had our National Elections Workshop last week to say that whatever challenges that young people are facing, only young people, because they're the ones in those shoes, can be able to come up with a solution. So if ever, even in the global stage, we need to tell the West, whoa, and let us be. Once you withdraw your aid, you will see how Africa would rise. Because all our resources and everything are going there. We don't realize that these people, they come and take our resources, they take whatever that we have which is rich, and they come back with only 2 cents to come and think we were being helped. No, we're not being helped. So with this help coming from the West, I've got a problem.
No, man.
But it will be a topic for another day.
Indeed. No, thank you so much. Wishing you all the best for your journey to Rwanda there. Represent Africa indeed, man. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Well, that's how we wrap it up here. You heard it for yourself. let us be. We can't be dependent at all the times. We are never inadequate. We can do it on our own. This is Black Excellence Network on the couch. We're with Yongama, Kazigebe. That's how we wrap it up for now. On the couch, I'm Kazigebe. See you next time.